So I've decided to start an all raw food diet or lifestyle change, whatever you want to call it. I'll be 23 in 2 days, and it just really got me thinking and reminiscing, like, I'm not going in the right direction. And in order for you to understand why I feel this way, I kind of need to be a little self-indulgent and tell you about my past and my history. I had mono when I was 3. I lost a third of my body weight and I nearly died. I had severe ear infections from 6 years old till 9 years old. And then I had, I don't even know what it was, but from like 12 years old to 17 years old, I had something in my stomach would make me feel sick. Like I would get these, it would be like close in around my stomach. I felt like claustrophobic from the inside, if that makes sense. Like it would just squeeze my inside so tight. Not acid reflux, no. And then I'd throw up and then it would go away. But when it progressed to like when I was like 16, 17 years old, it would happen a lot less, but the pain would be a lot more severe and I wasn't able to throw up anymore. Not that I wanted to, but I knew that when I threw up, I would always feel fine about 5 minutes after. The pain would be instantly gone. And this would happen at friends' houses, at school, at home, and nobody knew what was wrong with me. Nothing. And finally at 17, I had my gallbladder removed because we found out that it was producing gallstones. And so it's been removed and I have the scars to show that. However, in the meantime, while this is going on, I was diagnosed with viral meningitis. So I was first told I had cancer, but I was 15. And I was told I had viral meningitis, which is a virus in your brain. And the best way for me to explain this is like a constant drill going through your temple at all times. It's like you have this ache in your head and everything is intensified 10 times. And there's nothing that makes it go away or even lessens. No ibuprofen, no Tylenol, no nothing. So I would lay in my bed with my pillow over my ears. I remember this so vividly. And just scream. Because screaming distracted me from all the pain that was going on in my head. And that happened for probably about 3 months and we didn't know what was going on. So finally, on the way to a chiropractor, because we thought, well, maybe if we release some of the pressure in my neck, the pain in my head would lessen. On the way to my chiropractor, the entire right side of my body started to slowly stop working. I was speaking to the person who was taking me to the chiropractor, and not my parents, because I moved out of my house when I was 15 years old. So this happened while I was living on my own. I come from a family of, they would abuse drugs and alcohol. And finally at 15, I couldn't take it and I moved out. So this all happened while I was living on my own, while I was 15 years old. And I had somebody, a friend, taking me to get adjusted. And I had a minor stroke, which was caused and in combination with my viral meningitis. So the entire right side of my body, so it was a minor stroke. And I woke up in, I think it was a CAT scan, and they just released me. They didn't know what it was at first. They didn't know why I had passed out. They didn't know what was wrong with my brain. And then finally my parents came down. They lived about 6 hours away. They lived in Madeira Park and I was in Vernon. And they took me to the hospital in Kelowna and demanded to see a specialist, which, you know, I give them props for. If you've ever had a parent in addiction, you know that you can be last priority. So I really do appreciate and I'm very grateful that they made me the biggest priority at that point, and they demanded I see a specialist. And so I saw a specialist, and at first he told me I had cancer, and then they did a spinal tap. FYI, if you have had a child or have had any of these diagnoses, is that a word, diagnoses? Kudos to you. Spinal taps are the most painful things I have probably ever gone through. It's not the needle that when it goes in, it's when they pull out the spinal fluid. It's like, I don't know, like they're pulling fire out of my body or something like that. I don't know. And then they came back, I had viral meningitis. So I was fine for about a couple years, and then my stomach started acting up again, and that's when I got my gallbladder removed. And that was at 17. And then at 17, I started getting chronic neck and shoulder pains. Like I would just, like I get headaches, but I could distinguish them from migraines and the type of headaches from when I had viral meningitis. They were just there all the time. I couldn't explain it. So I got acupuncture, I got chiropractic, I got, you know, massage therapy. I got, I went and see what is it called? Like a posture specialist, and I jumped my neck forward. I don't know if you can tell, but I try and really work on my posture, like my head down a bit more. But I jumped my neck forward, so therefore there's too much weight on my neck. So I'm carrying 3 times as much weight as I should on my neck. So I worked on my posture, but the pain never went away. And while this is going on, I got a mild case of sciatica. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's like pins and needles. You know when your foot goes to sleep? And it would affect me at night. I couldn't sleep for probably about 6 months, like a solid night. And it's like pins and needles all up and down your body. You're just so uncomfortable. You're in a little bit of pain, irritated all the time. And then it just went away. And it just happens naturally sometimes, and then it just go away naturally sometimes. But so that's what happened. I had that probably about 18 or 19. And finally the pain in my neck started getting really, really bad. And I tried, not overdosing, but I tried turning it off for a little while. Like I just wanted to pass out for about 2 days, and I took a decent amount of sleeping aids. And of course I was taken to the hospital by my hubby, and there they prescribed me oxycontin. I've never had an addictive personality to anything besides food. So, and I've been on all kinds of medication, if you can't tell, through having all these weird illnesses that go on with me. Like I get fungal infections all the time for no reason. I brush my teeth. I don't know what it is. I get fungal infections and cankers, and I don't know. And so they put me on oxycontin. And after a few months of that, you know, I liked it because it took all of my pain away, like all of the neck pain. But I understand that addiction runs in my family, so I took myself off of that after I found somebody who I thought could help me. And I saw this really amazing chiropractor, and I saw him 3 times a week. And my arc of life was completely backwards. That's what had been causing my neck and shoulder and back pains all this time. And I don't know if you know, but if you're facing this way, like this way, there's an arc in your neck. It's supposed to look like that. Well, mine was completely backwards, like that. So I had to work on getting my arc of life back. And so I've been with him for almost a year now. I have no more neck and shoulder pains, no more headaches. But throughout this entire time, what I have gone to when I've been feeling sick or in pain, which has been a lot, I've turned to food. You know, I've never eaten a lot of fast food because I didn't grow up in it. I grew up in a small town. But I eat a lot of sugar. I mean, sour keys, sour peaches, pepperoni sticks, cheese, everything. I just love cheese. Never a fan of like milk. Red meats and pastas and rice and yams and all that kind of stuff. But in the last couple weeks, I've been eating mostly raw up until dinner time, where I have the cooked meal, and maybe throughout the day I'll have like some nuts or I don't know, some dark chocolate. I'm a big fan of like 80% dark chocolate. And I've still never felt like energized or healthy. I'm like 23, you know, I'm like finally over that hump of having all these weird illnesses, that I'm like, I'm 23 now, I get to finally live my life since all this stuff is taken care of, you know. And the only thing holding me back now is me, and I'm annoyed at myself, you know. I'm like, you should get your crap together, girl. So I've decided that except for my birthday, which will be on Friday in 2 days, I'll be 23, and I'll have a piece of cake because my stepmom will make it. And if you ever get the chance and the pleasure to meet my stepmom, you will know this woman does not bake. So her baking me a cake is, it's a big deal. And it would be very insulting to her if I did not eat it. And I'll have a piece. But I'm thinking I'm going to try going completely raw for 100 days. 100 solid. But I'm not insane. I mean, like, I'll have a piece of chocolate now and then, but that's about it. About dark chocolate, that's about it. But mostly all raw. And also, you should know, I grew up on not the best diet. I will not eat a vegetable unless it's juiced. Like, it's the worst. I know, I'm so bad. I mean, like, I can eat baby carrots and bell peppers, but that's about it. I mean, I don't like any vegetables cooked, none, which is good because you kill the natural enzymes, right? And I don't eat it unless it's juiced. So I obviously don't get a lot. I've been diagnosed as severely anemic because of it. You can see these bags. I got 9 hours of sleep last night. I get 8 to 9 hours every night. I make that a priority. And these bags are ridiculous. You know, and my skin's all red and blotchy. Thankfully, I've never had acne, but, you know, and I want to lose weight too. I'm a girl, right? I want to lose weight. I'm 5'8". I'm 180. What else? And so yeah, I'm going to do 100 days raw, except for the one day on my birthday. And then after the 100 days, I'm going to start to slowly introduce a couple things back to my lifestyle, like nuts and maybe some fish. And that's about the gist of it. Maybe like some dehydrated cornbread or something that I've made personally. Or is maybe a fruit to go, I don't know. But I'm going to keep track and post once every like 3 or 4 days. And keep you updated with how I'm doing. But I'll give you a show of what I look like so that you can see, right? Let's see. I have to turn my camera around. Can you see?